came to school with a gun, entered the campus, entered the school, shot another student, and fled. According to the person that I have been speaking with, that person believes the shooter may very well be in custody at this moment. That would be great news if we are there, if that person has been captured. Again, Dan Godwin, as we look at the response, as we look at the posture of the officers standing around, as we see what appears to be a group of students or civilians, folks here in plain clothes, at the bottom left of your screen, standing, it appears that there's no longer potential harm on the campus or around the school. That would be the best news at this moment.
Yeah, and of course, a certain amount of interpretation is required at this point as a story like this unfolds. But Sean certainly makes a good point. We're not seeing officers running at a very fast rate and taking up positions at different parts of the campus, as you would expect in an active shooter situation. Certainly there are lots of officers there, but at this point, based on the intensity level we're just able to observe on these live pictures, as Sean was talking about, perhaps it's a situation where the shooter is in custody. That's something we're going to try to find out.
Right, and as we look at these live pictures, we see officers standing around and they're talking. I got a sense that my source is right at this moment, that the threat is gone. Now there'll come many questions later that folks will have to ferret out and find the answers to as we go forward. But the best news can be that the threat is gone, that the person responsible is in custody, and that process will be a different process. We'll find out how the victim is, and we'll later today learn, come to understand what brought this about. I mean, there's no acceptable excuse. People have conflicts, and it may just very well be two people had a conflict that either started in school or came to school from their neighborhood and spilled over into this incident and this scene today, disrupting education, and you know what, traumatizing students and staff at that school.
Yeah, and Sean, you were talking about earlier, you were able to make contact with someone with knowledge of the situation. And again, based on what you were able to find out, it was a case where someone entered the school building earlier this morning with a firearm. And so that would indicate that the shooting, from what we understand, again, took place inside a building at Wilmer Hutchins High School. And then the suspect, from what we understand, exited the building and started running away from the campus and was headed, last seen apparently, unconfirmed, but headed towards the athletic complex. But there are some indications that the suspect may be in custody.
And yeah, again, and folks know this, our viewers know that facts are sketchy right now, and these types of scenes, we even see state troopers there. I'm sure every law enforcement in the area, the county, the sheriff's department, state troopers, Dallas police, Dallas ISD police, they're the lead investigators on this. But just looking at people, looking at the officers, those in plain clothes who've shown up, and others, I mean, it looks like this is over in terms of the immediate harm and the potential harm to others. The damage, though, physically to at least one person, and that appears to be some parents there as well, and obviously the emotional damage to students and staff. You see Fox 4's Alex Boyer right there on scene. He is there. Stephen Dial is arriving or there as well. And just so our producers know, if I get a call, I'm going to step away for a minute because I'm expecting my people to call me back with what they know.
And it was interesting to see what may well be parents there from that ground camera we have just outside Wilmer Hutchins High School. Parents walking around a little bit in the area, one of the questions we are wondering, and perhaps they are wondering as well, what is being announced, or what are parents being told as far as reunification with their students, or is there a lockdown currently underway at the
So
campus?
it's clear that there's a lockdown on the campus. We've not seen long lines of students walking out. There are no buses there to carry those students to some other location. Schools have different safety protocols for a campus shooting based on what they know has taken place or is taking place. In other words, if this were a situation